we will be discussing about sets. For more on this topic, you need to subscribe to this channel. What is set? Set is the collection of well-defined objects or things. Set is the collection of well-defined objects or things. The curly brackets is called curly. It's usually used to describe sets. For example, if A is equal to the sets of 1, 2, 4, 6. So sets are usually represented by the curly brackets. Next, elements. Elements of sets. Elements of sets. The elements of a set are the items that are contained in that set. The elements of a set are the items that are contained in that set. For example, if we have A to be our set of 1, 2, 9, and 6, the whole of these are known as the elements. So 2 is an element of set A. Likewise, 9 is an element of set A. If we also have, say, Z is equal to W, P, G, and K. If we combine these two sets, we'll see that 2 is not an element of set Z. Likewise, 9 is not an element of set Z. But W is an element of set Z. So this is called the elements of a set. That means all of this inside the curly bracket is known as the elements of set Z. So this is what we mean by elements of a set. They are items that are contained in a set. This will now bring us to what is called number of sets. Number of sets, better known as cardinal number. So the number of a set is the cardinal number of a set. The number of a set is called the cardinal number of a set and is denoted by n is the cardinal number of A, the number of set A. This one means the cardinal number of set A. For example, if we have A to be equal to 3, 6, 9, the number of set A or the cardinal number of set A is 1, 2, 3, is 3. Also, if Z is equal to 9, 15, 6, 13, 14, the cardinal number of set Z is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is equal to 5. Also, if Z if Q is equal to, say, 2, 2, 6, 8, 8, 8, and 5, the cardinal number of set Q is equal to, since you have the same number here, 2 and 2, you take it as 1. If you have 8, 8, 8, you take it as 1. Repeated numbers are counted as 1 in the cardinal number of sets. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. So the cardinal number of set Q is 4. This will now bring us to what is called the types of sets. Types of sets. Types of sets. Types of sets. There are majorly different types of sets. One, we have the finite sets. Two, we have the infinite sets. Three, we have the empty sets. Four, we have the disjoint sets. And five, we have the equal sets. So these are the types of sets we have, and we'll talk about them one by one with simple examples. For more on this topic, you need to subscribe to this channel. The finite sets, finite. A set is said to be finite if its elements can be counted. A set is said to be finite if its elements can be counted. For example, A is equal to local governments in Nigeria local governments in Nigeria can be counted. B, we can say states in America. States in America. they can also be counted. This will now bring us to what is called the infinite set. The infinite set. A set is said to be infinite if its elements cannot be counted. A set is said to be infinite if its elements cannot be counted. For example, A multiple of 3, they cannot be counted. B multiples of 9, they can also not be counted. So we cannot count such sets. The next one we have here is the empty set. Empty. A set is said to be empty if it does not contain any elements. A set is said to be empty if it does not contain any elements. For example, A is equal to an empty set. But we should note that if 0 is inside here, it means it's a set because 0 is a number. It now brings us to what is called the disjoint set. You need to subscribe to this channel. Disjoint. Disjoint set. Two sets are said to be disjoint if they have no elements in common. Two sets are said to be disjoint if they have no elements in common. For example, if A is equal to 1, 2, and 3, and B is equal to A, B, C. If you watch at the elements here and the elements here do not have any business. So it means that A and B are disjoints. Equal sets, equal. Equal sets. Two sets are said to be equal if they contain the same elements. Two sets are said to be equal if they contain the same elements. For example, if A is equal to 1, 3, 6, and B is equal to 6, 1, 3. If you watch at A is equal to B because they have common elements 6 here, 6 here, 3 here, 3 here, 1 here, 1 here. This will now take us to what is called set notation. When dealing with sets, you are supposed to know the notations that are used so that when you see them, you can easily recognize them and know how to use them. So it brings us to what is called set notation. set notation or set symbol. Set symbol or notation. So it is called set symbol or set notation. What are these set symbols or set notations? They are the symbols that are used in sets. For example, we have this as the universal set. Universal set notation. This is the universal set notation. We have this as intersection. Intersection of sets. We have this as the union of sets. We have this as the element of sets. And this not an element of sets. We have this as the complement of set A. And sometimes you see a sign like C. We also have this as the disjoint sets. We have this as an empty set. To have that as an empty set. Have this as the difference of set A given B. We have this as the subsets. We have this as the subset. We have this as not a subset not a subset of. This is subset of. We have this sign to mean such that, such that. So these are some of the set symbols that are needed when solving questions on sets. So our ability to note most of these symbols will really go a long way in helping us in solving questions on sets. We also have, lastly, what is called the algebraic notation. The algebraic notation of sets. For example, we can take one, A, if we say A is equal to S is such that S is an element of A, or X is an element of B. It reads S is an in algebraic notation of sets, we can read this to be A is a set that S is such that X is an element of A, or X is an element of A. So this is how to write the algebraic notation of sets. So for more on this topic, you need to subscribe to this channel.